Located in the northern part of the UK, Scotland is a country with a rich and ancient history. Needless to say, there are many reasons why you should visit this amazing place. Aside from the normal tourist attractions, there are many things that are unique to Scotland. I'm Mike with List 25, and from the traditional Scottish dish haggis to the legendary Loch Ness Monster, check out these 25 amazing things unique about Scotland. World's shortest commercial flight. Operated by Logan Air, the world's shortest commercial flight takes place between the two Orkney Islands, Westray and Papa Westray, north of Scotland. The flight covers a distance of only 1.7 miles, or 2.7 kilometers, and if the weather conditions are favorable, it can be completed in just 47 seconds.
24.
Home of golf. Modern golf originated in Scotland. A town on the eastern coast of the country is considered to be the site where the sport was born. Golfers have apparently played at the old course at St. Andrews since the 15th century.
23.
Possibly the oldest tree in Europe. Located in the churchyard of the village of Fortingall in Perthshire, Scotland, the Fortingall yew is estimated to be 3,000 to 5,000 years old. It may be Europe's oldest tree. With its massive trunk of 52 feet, 16 meters, in diameter, the yew is still in good health and may last for many more centuries.
22.
Haggis. Considered the national dish of Scotland, haggis is a savory pudding containing sheep's pluck, minced with onions, oatmeal, suet, spices, and salt, and mixed with stock. It's traditionally encased in the animal's stomach and is simmered for about 3 hours. While no historical records suggest it, locals say haggis originated in Scotland.
21.
Scotch whiskey. If you ask people what they associate with Scotland, they'll most likely say whiskey. And that's right. Whiskey has been the national drink of this country for centuries, since 1494, and Scotch whiskey, often referred to as just Scotch, ranks among the finest and most desired whiskies in the world.
20.
Carlevrock Castle. Scotland is notable for its abundance of stunning medieval castles. Some estimates suggest there were as many as 3,000 built in the country. Located on the southern coast, the iconic Carlevrock Castle, with its typical moat and triangular shape, is one of the most famous ones.
19.
Breathtaking Scottish Islands. Few people know Scotland can boast almost 800 islands. Only about 100 of them are permanently inhabited, which means the remaining islands offer pristine nature, breathtaking views, and unique wildlife. The Hebrides, for example, provide breeding grounds for many important seabird species, including the world's largest colony of northern gannets.
18.
World's longest echo. The world record for the longest echo in a man-made structure has been set in an underground fuel depot constructed near Invergordon, Scotland before World War II. The time for the reverberation to end was 112 seconds. That beat the 1970 Guinness World Record set in Hamilton Mausoleum in Lanarkshire, which is also in Scotland.
17.
Loch Ness Monster. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster belongs among the most famous myths in the world. Reputedly occupying the Loch Ness Lake in the Scottish Highlands, the monster, nicknamed Nessie, is believed by some to be a plesiosaur. Since 1933, when the modern interest in the monster was sparked, there have been hundreds of videos and photos of the alleged creature, most of which have been proved hoaxes.
16.
Burns Cottage. Born in 1759 in Alloway, Robert Burns is considered to be the national poet of Scotland, and one of the pioneers of the Romantic movement celebrated all over the world. The cottage where he was born has been fully restored and has become part of the Robert Burns Birthplace Museum.
15.
Glenfinnan Viaduct. Built in 1898, the Glenfinnan Viaduct on the West Highland Line in Glenfinnan is a must-see for both train as well as architecture fans. No wonder this spectacular rail viaduct has been featured in several films and television series, including Ring of Bright Water, Charlotte Gray, Stone of Destiny, and the Harry Potter movies. Photographer Anthony Meadley captures the viaduct's stunning landscape in this gorgeous photo.
14.
Kilts. This knee-length garment became the iconic symbol of Scotland. It's the traditional dress of men and boys in the Scottish Highlands of the 16th century. Kilts are an integral part of local culture and Gaelic heritage. However, these days, the kilt is usually worn only on formal occasions, folklore festivals, etc.
13.
Edinburgh Castle. Perched high above the capital, the Edinburgh Castle is Scotland's most famous castle. Dominating the city skyline for hundreds of years, the castle has been the site of numerous historical events and battles throughout Scottish history.
12.
Unique Scottish coastline. Despite being a relatively small country, Scotland has an unusually long and indented coastline. Mainland Scotland has 6,160 miles, or 9,910 kilometers of coastline, which is 3 times larger than England's and twice that of France or Spain. If you include the numerous islands, it increases to an astonishing 10,250 miles, or 16,500 kilometers.
11.
Morag Monster. Yes, the Loch Ness Monster is not the only legendary creature allegedly living in Scotland. Hiding deep in the waters of Loch Morar in the Scottish Highlands, the Morag Monster is another mythical beast of the country. The alleged witnesses have reported it as a large, snake-like creature about 30 feet or 9 meters long.
10.
Skara Brae. Located on the Bay of Scale in the Orkney Archipelago, Skara Brae is a stone-built Neolithic settlement dating back to around 3200 BCE, which means this unique building complex is older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. It's been called the Scottish Pompeii because of its excellent preservation.
9.
Highland bagpipes. A bagpipe is another item commonly associated with Scotland. The first mention of bagpipes having been used in this country dates back to 1547, when they allegedly replaced the trumpet on the battlefields. Nowadays, similar to the use of kilts, bagpipes are usually played just during traditional ceremonies and formal occasions.
8.
Loons and quines. If you wonder what these are, let me tell you, loons and quines are boys and girls in Doric dialect, a very specific dialect spoken in northeastern Scotland. Another popular Doric phrase is, "Aye, I fit like." Hello, how are you?
7.
Venue of the world's first international soccer match. In 1872, Scotland vs. England was the first ever official International Association football match to be played. It was held at the West of Scotland Cricket Club's ground at Hamilton Crescent in Partick.
6.
Ben Nevis. Situated deep into the Highlands, Ben Nevis is, at 1,344 meters or 4,409 feet, the highest mountain in the UK. Offering stunningly spectacular views, Ben Nevis attracts viewers, hikers, and climbers alike to celebrate the tranquility of the surrounding nature. Estimates suggest there are about 100,000 ascents on Ben Nevis every year.
5.
Callanish Stones. Located in the Outer Hebrides, the Callanish stones are an arrangement of standing stones placed in a cruciform pattern with a central stone circle. Built in the late Neolithic era, they were probably a center of ritual activity during the Bronze Age. Numerous other ritual sites can be found within just a few miles from there.
4.
Glasgow Cathedral and Necropolis. Built in the 12th century, the Glasgow Cathedral, also called the High Kirk of Glasgow or St. Mungo's Cathedral, is one of the prime landmarks of Scotland's largest city. Next to the cathedral, there is the Glasgow Necropolis, where over 50,000 people have been buried.
3.
Scottish feral goats. Feral goats are a fairly common sight in the Scottish Highlands. The goats are descendants of abandoned livestock. During the Highland clearances between 18th and 19th century, Highlanders were displaced and forced off the mountains. The goats act as a living reminder of the region's turbulent past.
2,
The Old Firm Derby. The rivalry between the two most famous Scottish football clubs, the Glasgow Rangers and the Celtic Glasgow, is enormous. It's deeply embedded in Scottish culture and has affected the political, social, and religious division in Scotland. Rangers and Celtics have played against each other 415 times at the time of this recording, and most of these matches have been marked by crowd ferocity, severe riots, and hooligan brawls.
1,
More redheads than anywhere else. Scotland has the highest proportion of red-haired people in the world. As much as 13% of the Scottish population has red hair. Interestingly, 40% carry the recessive redhead gene. Ireland comes in second, with 10% of redheads.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom right and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.